Hello, family. My name is Esther Sholari, and thank you for watching Diary of a Single Lady vlog. Okay, so I am a certified relationship counselor, so that is why I am doing this video, and I just want you to learn, right? So just come along with me. Previously, I did a series called Obatide Chronicles of a Nigerian Bride, and just recently I was watching this beautiful movie by Mount Zion titled Mother-in-Law. I think The Mother-in-Law. Absolutely beautiful movie, But while I was watching it, the relationship part of me just, kicked off because I was seeing the dynamics of a family. I was seeing the dynamics of a family, and I just knew that I needed to talk about it, most especially about the husband, because I noticed that people weren't seeing the husband. They didn't think he did anything wrong. It felt like, I mean, what's the big deal? The focus was on the wife and the mother-in-law. Yes, that was the main focus of the movie anyway, the wife and the mother-in-law. And but I feel so strongly that there were many lessons that will probably be missed out by many people about the husband, with the character Tife. So I felt so strongly in my heart that I needed to talk about it. I needed to shed more light on that aspect that wasn't really pronounced in the movie. I needed to talk about being a husband, and I felt using Tife as a case study would really help. So if you have not watched this movie, Mother-in-Law by Mount Zion, you might do well to just go to Damlola Mike Bamloye's YouTube channel to watch it, so you get to understand where exactly I am coming from and where I am going to. So let me just put a disclaimer, right? This is nothing personal, right? I have nothing against Mount Zion. I love what they're doing. I mean, they are working for the Father, and they've been in this business for so long, so I give maximum respect to them. Yes, they deserve it. Like, well done, sir, well done, man. So they absolutely deserve it. My focus is Tife, the character Tife. So I am not, initially I was thinking, should I title this a review of Mount Zion's mother-in-law? I'm like, no, I am not reviewing the movie. I really have no business with the movie. My concern is the character, the husband in the movie. I feel so strongly that there are many lessons embedded in that movie. So let me give you a summary of what happened in the movie. Classic case of a guy and a girl in a relationship, about to get married, and the wife to be has this terrible mindset about mother-in-laws. She wishes her mother-in-law would just die. She wishes she wasn't even alive in the first place. And the mother-in-law, on the other hand, has her very unique personality. She's very outspoken. She likes to ask questions regardless of how private you would expect such a question to be. So she's that kind of person, and she had a clash with the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law was just it's fine, it's okay, like, it's cool. But in reality, she wasn't having it, and so they got married. And after they got married, it happens that because she told herself that once she gets married, she's going to show her mother-in-law Pepe, so she gets married, and the first major clash was she called, her own mother called her, and she gave the phone to her husband, who was working on his laptop, by the way. And that one spoke, they had a good time. And the guy's mother called, she picked the call, went to a room, and said he's not around, and said he's busy, and she ended the call. And the husband was like, who just called? And she's like, your mother. And he's like, I don't understand. Why didn't you give me the phone? As in, you told her I was busy. As in, why? I thought I just spoke to your mother right now. What kind of thing is this? And he picks the phone and he heads off to call the mom. And that was the beginning of the of a very serious conflict in the marriage and in the relationship between the daughter-in-law and the mother-in-law, and so many other things came up from there. So we'll take it one step at a time, right? Let's start from, so I am coming from the relationship point of view. I am coming from the dynamics between the husband and the wife. More specifically, I am coming from the perspective of the husband, how to actually be a husband, be a husband, especially in a scenario like this. So like I said, I'll be using it as a case study to teach. So learn, open up your mind. I know you love the movie, I love it too, but I want you to just open up your mind and just learn. Before you get married, please, brothers, sisters, be true to yourselves, right? Be very honest, be very vulnerable. Present yourself the way you really are. If you have an issue about a certain thing or person or opinion or perception or behavior or character of the other person, please do well to talk about it. Do well to air your opinions. Don't hide it and smile about it and feel like it's not a big deal, when in reality you know it's a deal breaker for you. So you really have to. Many people are not vulnerable enough to say the truth in their relationship. Many people are not honest enough. The best you can do is to be honest. That's one. Now the second thing is ask questions. Don't assume your partner likes your mom or your partner likes your dad. Ask questions. What do you really think? Create scenarios and talk about these scenarios. Okay, so if mommy decides to do this, how would you respond? Okay, if daddy decides to do this, how would you respond? Oh, if you decide to do, oh, if our child decides to do this, how would you respond? Create scenarios and talk about it. Talk. In the midst of you having that conversation, you will see the truth of that person. You know, it's so funny when people say there's nothing to talk about in a relationship. What do you mean there's nothing to talk about? You're spending the next 70 years of your life with this person, plus or minus. The least you can do for yourself is to be sure this person is on the same page with you. So you're asking questions. What is your take on mother-in-law, daughter-in-law relationship? How do you suggest we treat our parents? How do you suggest I treat your parents? How would you suggest you treat my parents? How would you suggest we as a couple treat our parents? When there is a conflict, how do you suggest we resolve it? I mean, have these conversations before you even get married. Have these conversations. Okay, that's true. Then the third thing is each person must educate the other party about the character of every single person in the family. It is absolutely necessary. I remember when myself and my husband were courting, one of the major things we did was to sit ourselves down and say, okay, so this is daddy. This is how daddy is. This is how daddy talks. This is how daddy thinks. This is what daddy thinks. These are the pet peeves of daddy. These are the things, he likes, he doesn't like. This is, and we had all of that conversation. Okay, what about mommy? Oh, I noticed mommy responded this way to me when we're talking, and my husband goes, oh mommy, okay, so this is the background story to mom. Oh mom, this, because all of these things matter. You are the one that knows this person. I don't know this person. You've lived with this person all your life. I haven't. It would be unfair for you to expect me to accept them without first knowing them, without you educating me. So imagine if Tife had taken his time to explain. Now remember, I am not trying to castigate, right? I am just bringing out lessons. Do you understand? So I'm just bringing out lessons. Imagine if Tife had tried to, okay, so now I am assuming Tife is a real life character, like a human being, a married man and all of that, right? So imagine if Tife had taken the time to educate his wife. Yes, I understand that the wife has misconceptions about mother-in-law relationship and all, but that's not my focus. My focus is on him, right? So imagine if he had tried to educate his wife. Okay, so this is who mommy is. This is how mommy talks. This is what, when she says this is what she means. You should take her seriously when she does this, when she requests for this. It puts everything in proper perspective. I remember there are times whereby my husband is like, is mommy angry with me? That is my own mom angry with me, angry with him. And I'm like, no, she's not. Oh, that one, no, that's how she is. For instance, my mom loves to tease. If you've lived with my mom, you understand what I'm talking about. And for him, it was like, seriously, like, she's teasing, like, she does tease you any which way, but because I had told him beforehand that this is who she is, though my mom can tease for Africa, so don't take it personal. So it was very easy for him to blend. The point I'm trying to make is make a soft landing for your partner by educating them. Give them shock absorbers. educate them on every single member of your family. If there is anyone that is abusive, educate your partner so that your partner does not meet it as a shock. Your partner knows what to expect. Do you understand? So those are things you need to do before you get married. Okay, so now you're married. Husband, man, awesome, proud of you. Now, so your wife does something wrong, right? I mean, they got married, and like I said, she did something really, really wrong. She allowed him talk to her own mom. Then when his own mom called, she said he was busy. Now, according to the movie, the woman actually caught the call, right? When she said, oh, Tife is busy. So Tife was the one. Tife is the husband. Tife is the character husband. Is the character that played the role husband. So Tife was the one that called the mom back. Now, one thing I need men to learn is that it is your responsibility to cover your wife's errors. It's not just for men, it's also for women. But I see that men many times expose their spouses. I am not saying all men, don't get me wrong. I am just saying, like, many times I hear, I counsel people, singles and married, and I hear these things. So you find a scenario where a woman, maybe they've been married for like 3 years, for instance, or 4 years, and she has not been able to give birth or get conceived, and people are asking, what is going on? How this your wife? What is happening now? You people, what is happening? And the husband will say, well, ask her. I don't know. Ask her. What on earth is that? Why expose your wife? Why expose her weaknesses? Well, even if she's the one at fault, even if she's the one that has a medical condition that is preventing her from getting pregnant, the day you married her is the day you made a covenant to cover her. It is your responsibility to cover your wife, to shield your wife. Shield her from your own family. Yes, shield her from the society. So, Tife does something wrong. At that point, he did not know that it was deliberate, right? Maybe, I'm sure he would have felt, what on earth, like what came over you? Now, assuming when he was having a conversation with his wife, challenging her about why she didn't give him the phone. Assuming the phone, the call was still on, that they just didn't know. Like mommy was at the other end of the line hearing their conversations. It would have made sense for mommy to get angry and all of that. But what happened was, she had cut the call. She came into the sitting room, and Tife was like, who was that? And she's like, oh, it's your mom. I told her you were busy. And he got angry and he picked up the phone to call back the mom. What did he say to the mom that got the mom angry? Most likely, I am imagining the conversation would have been something like this. Hello, mommy. Emma Bino, Emma Daya Umilo, don't mind my wife. Oh. I am not busy. Oh. Imagine, I just spoke to her mom right now. I wonder why she did not give me the phone to speak with you. I'm so sorry, Jerry. I didn't even understand. Yeah? Hello, mommy. Hello, mommy. Are you angry? I imagine the conversation would have probably been like that, because that is the only reason why the mother would have gotten that angry. So what was he supposed to do if he was to cover his wife? Fine, your wife made a mistake. Remember, she's wrong. So, but what are you supposed to do as the man? Hello. Maybe some minutes later, because of course you said you're busy. Hello, mommy. Tife said you called earlier. Yes. I was actually with my laptop. Because he really was with his laptop. Remember, I was actually with my laptop. I was doing a couple of things. Yeah, I just finished now. Yes, I just finished now. Yes, I was doing something. Yes, I was doing something earlier. How are you doing, ma? And it would have solved it effortlessly. Then after the call, he cannot come back and say, my wife, what happened? What was that about? Why did you allow me to speak to your mom and you didn't want me to speak to my mom? Then they can have a conversation. But most likely he exposed her. So men, I beg you, do not expose your wives. It is your responsibility to cover her. Wives, do not expose your husbands. It is your responsibility to cover him. Now, there are extreme cases. For instance, the husband is beating the wife. It will be foolishness to say, don't, it will be foolishness to say, don't talk about him or cover him. That will be foolishness, because he'll just end up killing her and nobody will know she has been going through all of that. So when it comes to abuse, please speak up, talk to someone, meet a counselor, call the phone lines, right? You have all of these things in place. Please don't just keep quiet and allow somebody to kill you in the house. But for something like a mistake or a deliberate wrongdoing, you have to cover your wife, especially in front of your in-laws. Protect, defend. Things like she's pregnant, she can't give birth, defend. If they ask you, what's wrong with two of you? Why haven't you gotten pregnant? Mommy, just be praying for us. The Lord is in charge. No, we want to know. Is it your wife? That's your wife. Mommy, no, mommy, don't talk. She's my wife. Don't talk about my wife like that. The Lord is in charge. We are working on it. You don't need to tell that, she's the one, she's the problem. Do you understand? So now that happened. So what's the next thing that we can learn about being a husband from the character Tife in the movie Mother-in-Law? So right after that happened, he went to meet his mother alone to apologize on behalf of Tife, on behalf of his wife. I felt that was so wrong. Why was that wrong? Now, your wife has done something wrong. You have exposed your wife. The least you could do, or the best, is it the least now or best? What you were supposed to do was to apologize over the phone. If you are going to go to that woman's house, you are supposed to go with your wife. You're not supposed to go alone, because do you know what going alone means? It means that, okay, your wife has done something wrong. You know your wife did something wrong, right? You now went alone. Your mother-in-law will look at your own mother will look at you like, So you mean even with everything, she cannot come and beg me. It is you that came alone. You just succeeded in creating more problems. Do you understand? So the best that could have happened was, Mommy, I am so sorry. Just talk about it over the phone, pending when the two of you go to meet Mama. Because when you go alone, you've created an impression that my wife is not teachable. Remember, I said you're supposed to cover your wife. But you've exposed her, then you've created an impression that my wife is not teachable. So I am coming to beg on her behalf. Then she will come later to beg. You just compounded the problem. So he got home and he said, now this is the third thing he did that I feel was really wrong, right? He got home and he said, you need to go and beg Mama. He was lording it over her. He was forcing it over her. He was forcing a change. You don't force people. You don't force. She's your wife. Now, am I trying to justify the wife? No. No, what she did was wrong. I am just shedding light on the husband and the things and the little actions or inactions that he did that compounded the problem, or things he could have done better that we can learn from as, people. You are not supposed to force your wife, even if it is your mother. Because there are some people that when you force them to do something, it's as if they dig their leg inside that thing the more. They won't move. They shook the leg. And you wouldn't want that. It is counterproductive to try to force someone or lure someone into a change. So what was he supposed to have done? Now, something terrible has happened, right? You feel she disrespected your mother. You are a child of God. Number one, you're supposed to pray about it. Vent to God. I know many people will say, everything prayer, everything prayer. We are Christians. And the Bible has told us to talk to Him, to talk to God about every single thing. The Bible says he who lacks wisdom should ask. Ask. So you're going to God and you're like, Father, you are the head of this home. I don't understand what is going on. I don't like what is going on. I don't like the way my wife is responding, the way my wife responded to my mom. I don't like the kind of rift we have that has evolved from this thing. I really want help. I am angry. I am this. And you're talking to God. Now, when you talk to God and you say, Lord, give me wisdom on what to do, the Lord begins to open your eyes to the things you can do. So right after that, you sit her down, not out of anger. You are angry, yes, but not be fire that they use quench fire. Do you understand? They don't use fire to quench fire. There are some things, there are some battles you fight on your knee. When you stand up, you are equipped. You are not shouting. You are not. It is unbelievers that do that. Do you understand? You are a child of God. So you've talked about it, right? You've prayed to God about it, then you sit her down. Can we talk about this? What is this about? So yes, I just want to understand your point of view. What do you think? Why? As in, what happened? Do you understand? You're just trying to have a conversation. Remember, she has a mindset that you don't even know about. But if you're praying the way you're supposed to pray, trusting the Lord is going to open the eyes of your understanding. Okay, so what is this about? And you begin to talk. Now, because that conversation is spirit-led, there is a higher possibility that she will maybe open up or something. Maybe not at the first conversation, but subsequently you see things begin to open up and blend and all of that. Then you have a conversation. When you now have a conversation, if she still insists, it is okay, no problem. You don't see things from my point of view, but I see yours from your own point of view. It's fine, right? Honestly, I would have loved if you treated my mother a lot better than you did, but again, I perfectly understand that you're not just seeing it. Okay. Now, one of the things you have to do before you get married is an understanding of how to resolve conflicts. One of the things you have to pray about before you get married is that your partner should have a teachable spirit. There is nothing as sweet as a teachable spirit. Whereby, now that's two. Now, three, one of the things you should have in mind is that you must marry a born-again Christian who has a relationship with God. Someone whom the Holy Spirit can convict and the person would recognize the conviction. So imagine this woman is a child of God, but she was just operating in the flesh at that point. Now you have prayed and you're now having the conversation. If truly she's a child of God, at that point she might not agree with you. But I tell you, over the days, as the days roll by, the Spirit of God begins to convict her. Why? She is primarily a child of God. So you might not even need to do so much later. Things will just bend on its own. So it's not by force. You don't use force. You don't shout and scream. No. There are other ways to do these things, right? So I said you pray, you talk about it, you talk to her about it. Now, the third thing I expected him to do was he has a role model that he can talk to in the person of his father. We could see the role of the father in the later part of the movie, how he was, able to resolve those issues. You know that this man is sound. You see him raise you, right? You can call him daddy. This rift between my wife and my mother, because he's a mature man. I'm not saying all men should do this. It depends on the kind of father you have, right? Or it may not be your father. It can be another person that is sound, that will give you godly counsel. The Bible says, in a multitude of counsel, safety is established. So you're talking, daddy, what do you think we can do? How do we go about this? I've noticed this. What do you think? What should I do? Seek positive counsel. If you can't seek positive counsel, go and meet a professional counselor. Now, I am not saying tell everybody you meet about your wife. Tell everybody you meet about your problems. No, that is not what I am talking about. I am saying meet a godly counsel, a godly counselor. Right? Someone that can give you godly counsel. The reason why I mentioned the father is because in the course of the movie, we could see the father as a very mature person, well grounded in Christ, who knew exactly what to do part-time. So that is why he's a good alternative. But if you don't want to talk to someone within your family, you can actually go out and meet a professional, not just any random person. Don't go to the bar to seek counsel. Don't go to the church and just talk to any random person. No. Go to someone that is qualified for the job, and the person won't lead you astray. So the person, talks to you, gives you wisdom, and from there you can move. You can see that these are things you can do as a man, not even as a man, even as a woman. But because the focus is on Tife, so we leave it as things you can do as a man, right? Okay, now, one other thing he did that was just so wrong, like terribly wrong, was he refused to eat her food. He refused to have sex with her. Understand what is going on here? They just got married. 2 months, just their marriage was just 2 months. In fact, I mean, all of this drama happened just within the first 2 months of their marriage. It shows how emotionally immature he is. Remember, I am not justifying the wife. I am just shedding light on the husband and the things I feel he could have done better. This is your home. This is your territory. This is the place, the garden the Lord has given to you. So your wife opens up a small hole for the enemy to enter. Then you, as a husband, break the entire wall for the devil, for legion, for the host of devils to come into your home. Does it make sense? Does that sound Christian-like? I remember one day something happened in my marriage. My husband offended me, and really I didn't like what he did. And I just turned my back and I'm like, no way, I am angry. And the Holy Spirit said, Esther, turn to him. Esther, talk to him. Esther, do not play the devil's game. I need you to understand that it is not me against you. It is us against the world. There are many things that want to break your home. Your wife is she's giving a lending hand to the devil. Don't be an accomplice. Don't play the devil's game. So the moment the Holy Spirit told me that, I just knew that, okay, Esther, yes, your anger is justified, but you're playing the devil's game. Don't play the devil's game. Don't play the devil's game. And I just, okay, yeah. And from there we started talking and we were able to resolve it. So, if your partner does something wrong, it is foolishness for you to now do another wrong thing to justify something wrong. No. What you do is you do the right thing. Do the right thing. Remember you are praying. Remember you've spoken to her. Remember you've sought godly counsel. Right? What are the other things you're supposed to do as a man? By the grace of God, do it. Because love is a commitment. Love is a commitment. Love is not, it is not in the feelings. No, it is in the decision to do something right. So you are breaking your home because your wife is not in good terms with your mother. How does this sound? What do you think God thinks about that? God expects you to guard your home. Kick the devil out of your home. Yes. This is my home. This is my marriage. In this place there is peace. In this place there is joy. I enthrone God. See, anything that is not of God cannot stay in this home. When people say, oh, we've been praying, we've not been seeing answers, I have two questions for you. One, what have you been praying about? Two, what has been your heart posture concerning that prayer? You are praying and it's more like, God, kill this person, or you're being very negative, or kill this person. And you say God is not answering the prayer you're praying concerning your marriage. He won't answer. He wouldn't. But when you're praying the scriptures, Lord, this is the marriage you have given to me. You said I should love my wife as Christ loved the church. You said my wife should submit to me as the church submits to Christ. Is it church to Christ or Christ to God? I'm so sorry, I got that mixed up. But the point is this: Lord, help me to do my part. I really don't know how this other part will play out, but help me as a child to do my part. See, this is the true Christianity you're talking about. This is the true relationship you're talking about. Many times, you would have to be Christ-like for the other party to be Christ-like. Imagine if that night I had gotten so angry and I went to sleep like that. We would have many build-ups. But because I was willing to, be the lamb that is going to, that wants to be slain, the Lord elevated me and helped me resolve the issue. Do you understand? So the point I'm trying to make is, it's your responsibility to build your home. If your marriage fails, let it not be because you contributed in making it fail. Do you understand? And so now, he didn't eat her food. He wasn't having sex with her, and by that time, the father-in-law has spoken to the mother. His father has spoken to his mother, and he had come to the house. So imagine if they didn't come at the point when they came. These guys were in the middle of a serious argument. He probably would have gotten so angry, he would have slapped her, and from there, they start fighting and they start beating themselves. They will not say what happened. Kilo Shelley. So does it not justify it? You are an accomplice. please refuse to be an accomplice. So, for the decisions you are taking, for the steps you are taking in your marriage or in your relationship, I want you to ask yourself, am I the devil's accomplice or I am God's advocate? Am I doing what God would have me do, or I am doing what is convenient to my flesh? You know, he said, at the point he said, when his friends were asking him why he did what he did, he said, he did it because he stopped eating her food, he stopped having sex with her because he was trying to make her. You don't make somebody, you're not the assistant Holy Spirit. You can't force somebody, you can't lord it over somebody to change. You cannot say, woman, you bastard more because you want her to change. No, she's human. Because at the end of everything, she has her own feelings. At the end of everything, she has her own reasons. They might not be right, but you trying to do wrong wouldn't make her right. So the summary of all that I'm trying to say is, as men, we need to rise up and take responsibilities in our homes and relationships. 2, as men, we need to learn how to cover our wives and cover our partners, cover their weaknesses while working on it. I'm not saying cover it and it is eating you up. I mean cover it while working on it. 3, as men, we need to be vulnerable enough to know when to seek counsel, godly counsel, not from the beer parlor. I mean godly counsel. As men, we need to understand that yes, we are the head of the home, but we are also under Christ. So we are supposed to report to God at every single time in our marriage or relationship. As men, we need to understand that we love people into a change. We don't force them into a change. As men, we need to understand that our partners are humans, so they're not children. So we need to treat them with respect and love. And finally, we need to understand that as men, we must be God's advocate and not the devil's accomplice. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you've been blessed. I hope you've been inspired. Thank you so much for watching. Let me hear what you think about this. Thank you once again. My name is Esther Sholari, and again, I am a certified relationship counselor. If you would like to book a session with me, you can just send me a WhatsApp message on 08037751536, and I will take it up from there. Have a wonderful, beautiful, fabulous, exciting day. Bye-bye.